Hey, Jeff's here. We can maybe talk over the music, maybe not. It might not be here. I don't know, Jeff. Oh, and I used the wrong image. That's the wrong image, Jeff. It's supposed to be NBA
On
Hoops
cards?
finish it, but I used the wrong image for the thing. It's the
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's. I forgot to switch this one out. I switched all the other ones out.
This says 113 on it.
I know it's last week's. It's almost like I reused the same template. All right, welcome everybody to I Must Drake You. I'm your host, Dre Alvarez, found most places on the internet as Nerd Numbers. I am actually going into my box score geeks shtick, Jeff, because FYI, that is now back too. With me is Jeff May, the unofficial king of the nerds. Jeff, you're probably not dead. I can't confirm that. You sounded like
Man,
you were dying when I talked to you a few hours ago, and you're talking now, so you could be a ghost. We don't know.
I might be a ghost. I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be nice? Ghosts don't have responsibilities. They just gotta
Oh.
hang out.
I mean, it seems like ghosts generally do, like if you go through the general mythos. So, all right, Jeff. Today I'm doing the general compulsive thing, as we noted, on I Must Drake You. It's just completing sets. So for those that don't know, you are at Jeff Has Cool Cards. If for whatever reason you're not paying attention, Jeff, you're starting to get real stream time. YouTube is putting you on just like horizontal streams. So you got some good
Yeah,
viewership on Friday. So when we do the like, you know what you're at. It's like, no, sometimes this is just showing up organically to people, which is actually kind of awesome. So you are
yeah.
at Jeff Has Cool Cards, a subsidiary of patreon.com/Jeff May. And Jeff on Wednesdays on the flagship show, I Must Break You, breaks cards. And this is awesome. You go to patreon.com/Jeff May. At the right price, he'll send you those cards in the mail. He'll send you the good, and it's not the weak sauce stuff. You'll send, you'll send the rares and the packs. You'll wait usually a couple months, but when you've collected like enough, holograms, prisms, stuff like that, you'll send those out too. I must Drake You, which is what you're at right now. Hello, Landon. And I like to complete sets. So let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about today's set. Then we'll do a preamble and we'll go. So today I am looking to complete my 1991 NBA hoop set. That is the Gray Jordan. This is like the set I grew up with. There was one NBA hoop set before this, but this was like my starter set, and like that Michael Jordan on
Yeah.
the gray background. And then
There's a lot of people.
a friend of the show, Logan Trent, kind of revealed something frustrating for me, which is he noted that it reminded him of scratch tickets. And that's very accurate. And what got me for that is a family tradition in the Alvarez household is my dad gives us scratch lottery tickets on the weekends, or on the weekends, on holidays. Like those are stocking stuffers. So, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I really like this set because it reminds me of lotteries, which remind me of the holidays. So anyway,
Yeah.
here's the cool news,
Hey,
Jeff.
hey,
We are almost all of the way through. So here's my binder, the reflection. You should be able to see the camera and me. One thing I do love about the collation of this set is they keep the teams together. In modern sets, for better collation, they'll, make the cards random. And part of the reason for that is so you can print out the cards better. Because I think we've even seen in this set on some of the breaks I've done, I'll show you one of my favorite cards. I don't need to go through all of it, but we'll see. We're almost all the way through. We are looking to complete this set. And I think it is card 410. I just want to show you, this is one of my favorite. This Ricky Green card right here, Jeff, as I do the camera, got like sliced off on the side. This is one of the worst. And I think I actually have the other card it was next to on the sheet. So
oh man, the centering on that thing is a big old turn,
I
huh?
do not count this. I put it in the binder just for like, that's where it would go in my collection updates. I do not count it. But yes, here's the cool thing, Jeff. We're nearing the end. So I'm going to go over the browser, the most exciting thing today, which is, this is my NBA hoops. This is what we are looking for. So
Oh, okay.
this set, we go over to tcdb.com. Jeff, one day I'd love to get, they charge like $5 a month for a membership just so you can have a database. Like, if we ever got a sponsorship where they just paid for my membership, I'd call it a win. There are 440 cards total in this set. It was distributed as Series 1, 1 through 336, and Series 2. This was following something that you and Adam Todd Brown have talked about in terms of like old school baseball. Series 2 will have player movements and like rookies. That's much more important in baseball than basketball, because basketball top draft picks, we already know who they are. We're not really like concerned that they're going to come in. Even and they're only a couple.
Baseball is a much richer farm system than basketball.
So yeah, we are looking for let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards out of the base set, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead.
I said, all right.
All right. We're looking for like 10 out of second, but you will notice potentially this gets interesting. Some of these are misprints. Now it is possible that it was a misprint in Series 1 that they corrected when they released Series 2. Or, Jeff, this is one that's just a misprint that showed up in something else, and I may have to head to eBay and pay like $2 to $3 a card. Usually I find it's more than fine with me, Jeff, to get completion. I will take it. All right, Jeff, a few more things tonight. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking through 17 packs of Box 2 to see how close we can get to completing the set. I'm not buying another box after that. At that point, I'll just hit up eBay, fill in the blanks, and then have a complete set.
So question, you're looking for these. Are you most importantly looking for the Mark Jackson, or is he not in this set?
Good memory. So, Jeff, the Mark Jackson, let's see. If you happen to have had the number off the top of your head, that would have been super duper useful, but is what it is.
Man, I don't.
You don't remember the number of the card? Jeff, what are you doing here? But he actually,
no, I'm not. I'm the Jeff part of Jeff and Dre. I would not have this information.
You say that, but then you do sometimes. So Mark Jackson is card 205. Jeff, card 205 on the New York Knicks. We're going to show this card. Of course I have it. Everybody knows this card. If you don't, this is a fun thing. Mark Jackson is a famous card in this set because
it had some famous murderers in it. And it was also by far the most valuable card in the set.
And it's not by much. That's the funny thing is, maybe if I get this graded, and like if you look like the bigger thing you're looking for in this set would be like good centering. And you can even see on my Mark Jackson, that centering's not good. That wouldn't grade. How do I do this? There we go. Sorry to be all over the place. It's hard to move just a binder. I could have taken it out, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, the Menendez brothers are in this Mark Jackson card. So card 205, of course I have it. That is in the base set. So here's where we've gotten to the nerdiness, Jeff. Yes, in theory, I am looking for, Michael Jordan's, Mark Jackson's. But I, the nerd me, am looking to complete the set because that's just fun. This is the chase for me. The reality...
Just as a graded PSA 10, this is a roughly $500 card, the Mark Jackson.
The bigger rarity with that, I will say, is the 10. The 10 is the bigger rarity because you and I have talked a lot about this. This is the junk wax era. They did not care as much about QA back in the day. If you find these cards, they've been sitting for a while. I get confused because I found like staple imprints, etc. on some of these cards. And I'm like, in the middle of the pack. I'm like, that means it went into the pack with that. That didn't get like something. We've certainly seen gum cards, etc., right, Jeff, that get stuff. But when you see things like that, that's a pain. We can show it another day. Okay, anyway, Jeff, let's do our warm-up. So let's do our warm-up, Jeff, and then we'll get going. We got a few things to talk about. So the first is, I want to
warm up. We're like 10 minutes into the video.
It's fine.
We've been warming up.
Yeah, we'll keep warming up. Like, you go to the gym, you warm up some more, you keep warming up.
And then you go home.
Then you go home. That's how it goes.
If you're ready to work out, then you go home.
All right, so Jeff, I want to give a shout out to Burrito, friend of the show. We just did a clip show of the nerd episodes, and Burrito was nice enough to send along. So this is a patron, a nerd producer of the nerd show. And Burrito sent this along to me just on Discord and said I was free to reshare it. Burrito said, hey, he has VHS versions of nerd shows and says now he's almost... He wants to like track down the Ewoks, the Battle for Endor VHS and the Double Dragon VHS. And I'm like, go with God.
Send it over. I'll sign them all.
Okay, Jeff has given an offer where he will sign any VHS copy of a Nerd episode. But anyway, shout out to Scafu Burrito is your new name, Burrito. Yeah, and hey in chat, Zach. So there's that. And then Jeff, by the way, here's the other warm up. But this is actually like unboxing. So in a just world, Jeff, I would have sent this out already. But I can't because your state's on fire. I want stuff to calm down before I send you packages to go through that aren't eBay. You do have a couple eBay packages coming from me, but those are cards to break for I Must Break You. All right, so Jeff, I bought too many of these on accident. The thin sleeves, like the grading ones. So I'm just like, yeah, these extra cards. I got too many of those, and I had an extra package of the just top loaders, standard.
Oh, I always love top loaders.
And I'm just like, I know you need the. I'm like, I know I can send these things along to you for both, because
mine's regular. Go on Cardboard Gold and buy sets of top loaders.
But I'll throw that to you, Jeff. That you've got. I have 2 sets of top loaders. Wait, these I need to keep. Sorry, Jeff. I think these are the thicker ones. So sorry, these ones I need to keep. These are the thicker ones for like slightly thicker cards that I can get. But okay, so those I am sending you some top loaders and those at some point. This I promised you in December, Jeff, but it's coming your way. This is just a photo box, like a plastic foldable photo box that has a little little USB thing. So if you ever want to get your camera on top of it and display or get nice pictures to sell things on eBay, etc. I was like, I got an extra one of these. I can send it along to you. I meant to send it along with Christmas, and I had so much stuff to send you. I forgot to put this in the box, Jeff. So next time I send a package out your way, when you give me the all clear for mail, that's coming your way. I'm doing this now because, yeah, as mentioned, patreon.com/Jeff May. Jeff sends you stuff in the mail. But I like turning on his heads. I send Jeff not quite a monthly package, but a regular package. I just found this at my local card shop, and I just had to get it. It's a what, SGC, but it's a Ric.
Yeah,
it's a Ric Flair SGC 10. It wasn't that expensive. I was like, I got to get this for Jeff. So that's coming your way.
I've been getting good deals on it, on graded cards lately, and picked up some good stuff for. I picked something up for Adam Todd Brown yesterday at Burbank Sports Cards.
So, and we'll give away the amount. It's not breaking the bank. This is $25. Jeff, before we did the amazing NVB artwork for your Christmas card, I saw a black Santa at Target and was like, I got to get that for Jeff so I don't send him nothing. And then I sent you a package before Christmas, and I sent you a Christmas package, and I forgot to put this in both. But at some point, a Target $25 gift card with a black Santa on it is coming your way. This was supposed to be
Santa,
for Christmas.
That's just Santa.
What? Just Santa. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But just a Santa. This was supposed to be coming your way months ago.
Oh, that's really nice. Thank you.
And Jeff, I did go to the Fox Cities sports card show yesterday, and this was in the vein of what you wanted originally for I Must Break You, which is I Must Break You was
going to be garbage.
I walked by a table and a guy had 6 packs of Hunchback of Notre Dame cards, and I was like, "You win." So I offered him this was not expensive. I was like, I'll buy 5 if you throw in the 6 for free. These are coming your way. I was like, sometimes you find stuff you want to get, but I'm like, I don't need to buy boxes or stuff at the card show. Got that for you, Jeff. So these are coming your way. For awesome. I Must Break You. So cool, yeah. And I feel bad because I texted you yesterday. I was like, dude, I found something really cool at the card show for you. And you're like, I'm excited. I'm like, okay, actually, I really need you to temper your expectations. We'll talk that at the end of the show. Last thing, by the way, Jeff, other thing, bunch of drug dealers at the card show. My kid went with us because we went in briefly. There was a Pokemon table giving away free cards, at the free card box. My kid's really been into Lucario recently because he likes them on Super Smash. He asked if they had one. Oh. They did. So he got a free Lucario card, and I'm like, and this is how it starts. All right.
Oh, no.
So there is the warm-up, Jeff. We'll talk more about your Batman stuff. All right. Let's actually break some cards. Or we can keep warming up. We can keep talking, Jeff.
You know what? On the card breaking show, Let's see. What time is it? It's been 15 minutes without a card pack being opened. Let's get into it.
But there have been cards. We'll give you that, and we have given you back.
We've shown cards.
Okay. All right. And we're gonna go. Oh yeah, this is interesting. I was excited because this felt like a hit, right? Because I'm used to modern, but that's just a don't foul out card. Mark Eaton versus Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
Okay, we did get. Was that one of the ones we were looking for? I'll periodically check back at our checklist. Boom, Jeff. This was one of our hits. 439. 439. The checklist.
Oh,
The card.
checklist. You got one, dude.
All the kids. All the kids are looking for checklist. You know, Spud Webb, amazing dunker.
Yeah. Won the dunk contest for existing. Oh, that's a nice, cool art card.
I love the art cards in this set, and you can see though, like same thing, right? Look at that centering, man. That's just the bone.
Yeah, kind of. You know, it's like when you think of like Donruss Diamond Kings for baseball, that they also did like the Fleer Provisions.
Michael Cage. I looked over his stats at one point, and I think this was that card that was really off center. I believe this Ricky Green. So good. I actually get.
Yeah, nice.
I actually get a Ricky. So far in pack number 1, I have gotten 2 of the cards out of like 15 I was looking for. And I mentioned, yeah, this gets just plain silly because it's like, yeah, the cards aren't worth that much. But this is, as we've noted, the junk wax era. I could probably find a completed set of these in decent condition for. I mean, we might do some eBay searching at the end of this anyway, and we can tell you. And it's not that expensive. Vlade Divac's rookie, one of the few good cards in here. You can trade this for a Kobe Bryant rookie. You know.
No, you can't.
They're the same. Vlade Divac was traded for Kobe Bryant. They're the same. Anyway. Terry Porter, greatest player out of University of Stevens Point. Fantastic Wisconsin alum. Oh, your boy, Chuck Person.
My boy. He's not my boy.
Ooh, Ricky Pierce.
He's top the car.
Yeah. So like your boy through the transitive property. And see, some of these are weird by if you look like this card, there's nothing special about this. I mean, it's off center and it's dented, but like also the coloring is different. So it's just like the quality control on this era of cards was not spectacular. One of the few coaches fired with a winning record. If you saw the Showtime Lakers show, if you saw the Showtime Lakers, he's going to be one of the prominent characters on that.
Yeah, you knew that, right?
Knew what? What trend was on the show?
My friend Max was the creator of that show.
Max created? Wasn't it based off Jeff Pearlman's book?
Yeah, but the TV show was created by my buddy Max.
That's awesome.
There's also a writer for a bunch of the Godzilla movies.
So hook me up. Have you? I would assume you have. This is a case where you've just done so much, Jeff. Is there an episode of Cool Friends with him?
No, he's tough to nail down, dude.
Well, you got to work on that because apparently he created an amazing show. You can trade this card for a Dennis Rodman. I'm going to keep making that joke. Okay, now this is interesting. Okay, Jeff, this is potentially interesting.
Because you were looking for one that's got like an arrow on the back, right?
So, but this might be the opposite one. So I am looking for art card 378. So you see that right in the light, so you can't see it. That basketball is what we care about on 378. So I'm going to check this really quick because I may already have that. That's the problem. I think the misprint might be the norm, and the one we're looking for is the correction. Oh yeah. So this is even more hilarious, Jeff. So I'm going to open the card we're looking for on the other screen. Maybe I'm going to try to.
Are you going to try? You know what? We always have really good luck when you get really weird with the tech.
Yeah, we love tech. Yeah, it's a good thing I'm not working. The ball needs to be even less visible than it is.
Oh, so it doesn't go over the border.
Yeah, so on the the normal one is cut off. The one I'm looking for is extra cut off. So that's nice and confusing because you're like, look for the David Robinson card with the cutoff basketball. And we're like, no, really cut off, like super duper cut off. So sadly didn't hit, which means the card we're looking for probably isn't in this set, so it's either one that just sporadically shows up or is like series one, so we'll just have to keep looking. Right. Dennis Scott. Dave Hoppin. That's just a good basketball name. I mean, if you're going to play basketball,
You're right.
Dave Hoppin, you know.
John yeah, that's Sally. A good one. John Sally, that's always been,
he's okay. Yeah, he's overrated.
Well, he's a great, not a great player, but a great personality in the basketball.
Well, he was. It's one of those. Any basketball team does need stars, and any contender does need stars, and I do feel sometimes the stars are undervalued or underrated. So, like as an example, the 2004 Detroit Pistons, like Ben Wallace is a star, and anybody that says otherwise is just wrong. And I can argue. Oh man, look at the centering. The centering on these cards is amazing. Like, dude, you're out of bounds, James Donaldson. It's a technical foul. All right, so that's just a cool card with that magic.
Oh, that rips, dude.
But yeah, but any contender does just need like good, collection of pieces to still get over the finish line, and John Sally does count as that. And of course, the bad boy Pistons had some amazing defense, so we will give that to them.
Yeah, if you want to call it amazing defense. But yeah, this war criminal.
Well, I mean, here's I really do struggle.
They got away with it, so like whatever.
I do struggle. Okay, so let's see. I did want one of the. This isn't the one though. So as an FYI, this is one of the cards I'm looking for. This was something really cool the Hoop set would do. Is they had the NBA Hoops Tribune and would do fake newspaper articles for every game, which is actually really cool. And the thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for when the Pistons actually win, it's missing, the one I have is missing the sports up here. But so this is the type of card I want, but not the exact number I want. But that's cool. And that was just a cool, these old sets, modern day, of course, we get the prisms, the holograms, the chasers, the autographs, etc.
Yeah.
And in the old ones, it was just kind of like, the idea really was any pack of cards you buy would just have a bunch of random stuff. Sad to see him on the Spurs. Anyway, Bagley, Rick Mahorn. Petrovic, this is a good one. Actually, yeah, that's really cool.
That one you needed?
Not necessarily. I may send this along to someone who's got some other cards. A random segment I might have, Jeff, semi-related, like Zach, as an FYI, if you're still in the chat. Love that magic. That is one of my favorite cards. This was one of the few hits in the set where I think it's worth like 50 cents, right, as opposed to like a quarter. But how hard it is to send someone a card somewhere, just like how expensive. And so there is someone overseas in Europe that was interested in some of like the Croatian cards and stuff, and I've been talking with him about. And I'm like, yeah, at some point I could send you some of the cards I have, like Tony Kukoc and stuff. So I may just try and get a package together and then do the wise thing, right, Jeff? Make it content. So then it's
here, by the way. Yeah.
Yes, make it content. So it's like how hard is it to get X to New Zealand, right? And it's like, here's how much it costs, here's how long it took to get there, and then here's the cards we didn't for the reason. And like I said, this is tax deductible content for the channel as we grow, and is a project I may or may not do, Jeff, dependent. All right, so doing okay. Got a couple of the cards we're looking for.
Yeah, man,
still
great.
Looking. I do like the set. I mean, that's the thing is. Ooh, Wes Unsold is my coach card. This is him as a coach, also amazing player. Moncrief. This is what I was looking for, Jeff. This is actually this is actually if you look closely. Now I can't show you the correct one, and I kind of can, but I don't. To Jeff's point, I don't want to mess with technology. When I do these I Must Drake You logos, I will usually put a chaser card and like lower the font size and put question marks on it. So on the YouTube image for today's show, I did do Sid Moncrief. And part of the reason is Sid Moncrief was the first, do you know off the top of your head, Jeff?
I'm not playing this game.
You might. You're not playing this game. Like, Come on, Jeff. Do you want to play a game? Saw. I'd be the worst Saw person. I'd be like, name a bunch of NBA stats. The person's like, just kill us. It's over. He was the first back to back. He was the first Defensive Player of the Year award winner. The first back to back Defensive Player of the award winner. Oh, there we go. That's like got to be a good card. MJ.
Oh
Okay,
man, that's cool.
that's
That seems like one of those ones that, I mean, granted the centering is really
yeah,
left off, huh?
yeah. That's the
But
thing.
like that's one of those ones that if it grades a 10, I don't know how valuable it would be, but I mean, I guess I can just look on eBay. What number is that?
So this is card number 358, Michael Jordan. Yeah, and you, but I mean, you're bringing up the point. The reason, if you find rare cards from this era, it's because they're a good grade. And I am giving you a real world example of, you'll notice
Yeah.
like none in this pack, but like I've noticed discolor, like this Orlando Woolridge. Like you'll notice it's just
Yeah.
slightly discolored. As I've mentioned, I've seen dents and stuff middle. The centering is
Yeah.
garbage. Like these things were not produced to be perfect cards that people kept perfectly. This was the second run.
Well, they were produced for that. They just didn't have any quality control to make that happen.
Oh, end of the road
But
for
that would
Sam.
be like $100. It's like a 75 to $100 card in a PSA 10.
Yeah, but I mean, what? How much? I mean, you might know more about PSA than I do, but like, what is the? How much do they ding you for centering? One of the greatest coaches,
I
Larry Nelson.
think like I think you're allowed to keep a 10 if it's like 80/20.
Hmm.
Like I think that's like the line.
All right. Just getting my list back up in front of me. I may have. I did get a Terry Porter. Let's see if it was the right one though, Jeff. So let me just go through that. If you spot Terry Porter before I do, I'll take a look. And then if not, I'll just look myself at the end of the show.
Let him, Dre.
All right, that
Put
magic
that
still.
card in that binder.
Get that card in that. That's a good name for a show too. Get that card in that binder.
Yeah. I always liked Adam's version, Get Open.
That
I
was
thought that
pretty
was really
good, yeah.
clever.
Terry Cummings. All right. Did I miss it? All right. These are just, like I said, this just does scratch something for me. And I mean, it's what we talk about all the time, right? You're nostalgic and you're remembering a time of your life. And so when you try and argue, oh, I love like this set is awesome. And it's like, well, it's okay. What's really awesome is you remember being a kid and hanging with your friends and you get a couple bucks of couple dollars and you go spend it on some cards, right? Like that's what you're remembering. Okay, Terry Porter.
Yeah.
So this is card number 249. And no, unfortunately, Jeff, unfortunately, this is the correct card. So I am looking for one without this NBA logo in the top left corner. It has the logo, Jeff, is what it is.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're looking for the misprint. And again, this gets hilarious. This is just like a lesson anybody where, I think you did this with the Star Wars Powers of the Force things where you were talking about how I am looking for just a Manute Bull straight. Like he is
The random bowl.
Manute Bull is amazing. Like this should ring true with you. That's just rough, very similar like Andre the Giant. I've been harsher on him, but he entered the league late. He was pretty old when he entered the league, and he was really good as a rookie and just fell apart. And for those that don't know, Manute Bull, if that shows up, he's
He beat up
7'7".
He beat up William the Refrigerator Perry in a celebrity boxing match.
Really, I'm gonna have to look that up. And one of the most famous photos of all time is him and Muggsy Bogues, who Muggsy Bogues, pound for pound, the greatest basketball player ever because he's like 5'3", and he put up 100 wins in his career according to the advanced stats. This rookie is one of the few good ones. Scott Hastings was a color commentator for the Denver Nuggets, and I've met him. He's cool. And after I met him twice, I got him to follow. I've mentioned this before to you, Jeff. This would be a very interesting one-off. You don't even like sports, which did come back. I really did like the one on the sacks.
Oh yeah, the New York Sack Exchange.
That's a good name. I got to give it credit. And these art
Yeah.
cards from this set I do like. Dominique Wilkins, Human Highlight Reel. That is such a good nickname too, right? The Human
Yeah.
Highlight Reel.
Yeah. That's a really, really great nickname.
I was going to say, so some fun mentions. Let's give a shout out to Jeff. If you haven't checked, and I'll show at the end of the show, for Heritage, Jeff, you have done some really cool things. If those, Jeff, Heritage does, auctions for things, cool things, and they are currently doing some vintage video games, which Jeff has done some amazing videos for. So let's see, you did Tetris, Dragon Quest, and the Batman. What was the name of the game?
Batman the Cape Crusader for PCs.
That is so cool. Charles Barkley, the round pound of rebound. We got 2 magics. If you want a magic, Jeff, let me know. I can hook you up.
Uh-huh.
I got the
I'm a
magic.
Celtics fan. I go to jail if that's the case.
Well, dude, you got to respect it, dude. Like, Hulk Hogan needed Andre or whatever. I don't know. Jerry Sloan as a player. Yeah, this kind of crap, right? You look at the card, top right, just random smudge. That doesn't even look like a smudge. It's like almost looks like water or something on it. Like it's, and this was in the middle of the pack, so it's not like damaged by the end. And that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, the QA for these cards was never great, which is just a bummer. I'm a huge fan of Fat Lever. It's a bummer to see him on the Mavericks. He was a great Denver Nugget.
We love a fat lever.
Yep, Fat Lever. I think last year is Phil Jackson's official rookie card as the Chicago Bull. And then, like, yeah, again, this is just a bummer. Now, again, these are junk wax cards. This box, I think, was 50 or 60, and that's if I'm just shopping retail. I'm not looking for a deal at like a show or something or asking someone to hook me up. But this is why is like nothing great. And let's see, who they get for Xavier McDaniel? All right. It's an interesting Sonic to pick from that age. You got Sean Kemp, Nate McMillan, Xavier McDaniel. Okay. But yeah, when you've been breaking some Upper Deck sets, and I am a huge fan of Upper Deck. This is, again, Jeff has cool cards. I must break you on Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Central, the coolest time zone, 1 p.m. Pacific. Okay. Okay, so this is opener. I got excited. I saw Pistons win finals. I was like, yes, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the card of them winning it all. Opener. It was like a Mitch Hedberg joke. You got to read the whole sentence. Pistons win finals. Yes, opener. Got too excited. Yep. Embrace the contraction. Yeah, man, it's a bummer. The Trailblazers didn't win a title. There's a lot of interesting part of if they'd won a title. Got another checklist, Jeff. I was looking for this. I got 2 of them. I was looking for 1, got 2. Okay. Oh, this guy, I think I like Mark Price. Yeah, for the Cavs. This was a good team. One of those teams very similar to like LeBron James in modern NBA. Just Michael Jordan. Some great teams. The Cav teams of the late 80s and early 90s were really good, and Michael Jordan didn't really seem to care. I wonder if this is this Luke Cornett's dad? So there's a player for the Celtics right now, Luke Cornett, who's really good. I think this is his dad, Jeff. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, his child is Luke Cornett.
Boom. Thanks, Jeff.
Look at that. I looked it up as soon as you asked.
Nice. All right.
Yay.
We're doing all right, I said, I don't hate the thrill of the hunt on eBay as well to try and see if you can find the cards with the exclusion, as I'd mentioned. Trying to track down the non-bolded. The Dream, this was when they had his name wrong. When he came into the league, they misspelled it, and he went around with his name misspelled for years. It was Hakeem with the H on the beginning. European imports, Vlade Divac, and is that that other? Yeah, Sarunas. Yeah, this guy's another good one. His rookie card in the Fleer set is all right.
Gotta love Vlade Divac from a country that doesn't exist anymore.
That is so wild, right? Mitch Richmond. Man, the centering on this is. Yeah, sorry if anybody was hoping for me to get these, and you and I've kind of talked about.
I'm sorry.
The grading, like the centering on these cards. If anybody was looking for grading, and I'm kind of, I've said, probably leaving grading alone for a bit. Who is this? Michael Adams for the Nuggets. Huh. All right. Nuggets were not good for a while, Jeff. Nick Anderson, he was really good getting to the NBA Finals and then choked against Hakeem Olajuwon. Sigma, really, really, I think he's like the most productive player not in the Hall of Fame right now. All right. But anyway, Jeff for Heritage, a lot of cool games. That would have been a cool just series of Nerd, right? Like those three games. So
Oh yeah, Cape Crusader's a fascinating example of like trying to make a character that hasn't worked for a while work. You know, like Batman was really at a low point, especially in the eyes of the public in the '80s. Um, I'm waiting for the obligatory comments about how important The Dark Knight Returns was, and it's like, yeah, man, that was a comic book in 1986. Most people didn't know Batman from the comics; they knew him from the TV shows and the cartoons. That's how media works.
yeah, the comparison I've heard is like Nathan Fillion as people when they were trying to get him as Green Lantern and saying everybody loves him from like Firefly, and it's like, look, the way he'll get Green Lantern if that ever happens, he does do the voice in some of the shows, right? But like if he were ever going to live action, it's like it's going to be somebody recognizing him from Castle because Castle just has such a bigger reach. This is hilarious,
Yeah,
Jeff.
Castle has a. I mean, Firefly is pretty legend. Like, I get that, but also Firefly has become one of those like massive cult things. It would be like Bruce Campbell. Like
Oh,
you'd be like
nice.
Evil Dead 2, and you're like, yeah, yeah, Evil Dead 2.
This is one of the
Oh,
rookie
you got
cards
the
here.
Gary
The
Payton.
Gary
That's good.
Payton, the glove. Good card. Mark Bryant, Danny
That
Young.
looks. That one looks good.
Which one?
The Gary Payton.
Oh, yeah, that's a good card.
That looks. Yeah,
No,
but so like that one in PSA 10 is like $36.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's also, I mean, the other thing, and I'll come back to that. This guy's name I always mess up, but like, here's the thing that we know, and this is what makes NBA harder than say baseball. Is this is his rookie card, and they know, right? The NBA, he was drafted. Let's see, he was pretty high up, right? Number 2. So it's like in the NBA, if you're drafted top 5, they know from Git, they're going to have cards. People are already going to be looking for you. Baseball is much more common to have random people you've never heard of. You know, Nikola Jokic is such an anomaly in the NBA because he's a second rounder that was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial that, you know, was a 3-time MVP. That kind of stuff can happen in baseball all the time. It is very rare in basketball. You know,
Yeah.
top draft picks wind up being super well known. Who is this? Is that Kevin Johnson? Yeah, it is. There we go. Just a cool card. Tree Rollins. I love Craig Elo. My favorite story about Craig Elo is that infamous or the famous image of Michael Jordan with the jumper, and he like to kill the Cavs in the playoffs, and he jumps in the air and like fist pumps in the air. It looks like he's kicking a player in the head because Craig Elo like sinks to the ground. So I love the image.
Oh,
If you
nice.
ever see the famous image of Michael Jordan jumping in the air as he beats the Cleveland Cavaliers in like a best of 5, Craig Elo's the one who looks like he's falling down behind him. Boo, but we'll keep your stupid card. Boo, Richardson. Mike Dunleavy, man. His kid is coaching the NBA now. How wild is that?
I mean, that's wild, huh?
Okay, Danny Ferry. I think this is a card I just want straight. 406A, Danny Ferry, Cleveland Cavaliers. Boom. We're getting
Got
there, Jeff. We
one.
got a couple. Oh, yeah, I got to get
Hell
to.
yeah.
But Jeff for Heritage, go to Instagram if you haven't to like that stuff. Because it seems like Heritage is happy with you. And I, Jeff, am loving those. Those are so freaking cool. If I can, all right. So actually, this is, I mean,
Oh, there you go.
let's point this out. I'm opening half a box tonight. So it's not shocking, but a Gary Payton rookie card, a Michael Jordan one, you know, the unfortunate reality. And actually, Jeff, well, I can't tell. I think that fantastic. Doesn't matter. It's yeah, that side isn't great. Yeah, well. And as I mentioned, it's not going to get that graded, but it is a cool card. Don Nelson. Forgot Don Nelson played for the Celtics. That's cool. This is a cool card pack. I would have been really like in the '90s. You would have been really happy with this pack. A Michael Jordan, Chris Mullin,
Right? Chris Mullin.
Karl Malone. Man, we got like almost a dream team here.
So many. You got such a roster of NBA Jam, man.
Love it. Yeah, this right here, right? The coloring's a little different. Ralph Sampson, man, health. What could have been? Ralph Sampson and Sam Bowie, two players. Moses Malone, you know this guy on the Hawks. Underrated greats. Oh yeah, if I can go behind the curtain. So you did you do your own editing for this episode?
For the episode, the Batman Cape Crusader one?
Yes.
No, 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 no. This specific contract that I was on, that I did. If you
Oh,
want to get into the minutia of contracts, um, I had somebody at Heritage who was absolutely lovely, did that editing for me. And then my contract was to make the 3 videos as like a tryout. And then, the continued contract will be, I guess, per video.
all right. And are you going to have to edit on those? This one I think I'm looking for straight.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I am. That's a fun thing I have to learn how to do.
Bug me more and we'll talk more. This is a bummer. So here's the thing, Jeff. I am going to have to start eBay sniping some of these cards because I am looking for a Kenny the Jet Smith. You may recognize him as the commentator. He does win 2 titles with the Rockets, but it says guard on the front. I'm looking for this card with no guard on the front. Man, that's one thing, Jeff. I do love like the 4 to 6 pack cards. 4 to 6 cards in a pack because I have so many cards and so many of these are duplicates. Anyway, Charles Oakley gonna get kicked out in the future. Yeah, I do love who is that on the Bucks? Alvin Robertson, like this guy. I think one of like the only people to get over like 2 or 300 steals in a season. Although I think, if I recall, I think he's problematic off the court, which there's a lot of athletes, which is a real bummer.
Yeah, man. Don't let people get rich.
Boom,
Fucking Rex.
Larry Bird.
There he is.
I think
Oh, I've had that. I've had that card so many times.
I think I've sent you that card a few times. I think I have one
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
box to
yeah.
send you
That
somewhere, Jeff.
that card has haunted me so much in my life. It's just like one of those cards that just shows up.
Oh, people, we have the opportunity to do funny stuff. So, fans of the show, ping Dre Alvarez after the show, and if you need Larry Bird cards, I have enough for my complete binder. So let me know. Ooh, Tim Hardaway rookie, Hall of Famer. That's a good one.
Nice. I remember that. I had that one as a kid.
Yeah. How much of like NBA stuff did you keep when you were younger? What happened? I mean, to be fair, most of the
I
stuff
didn't
is worth.
really know a lot. I would occasionally get like packs of these and Skybox.
Larry Bird.
I love that Larry Bird art card. Really off center, huh?
Yeah, jeez, look at that. All right. Otis Smith, Quentin Daly. I think that's what I'm looking for. Sean Kemp rookie. So we got the 2 major rookies, Sean Kemp.
I,
But look at that. I mean, yeah, just like none of these. You look, that bottom corner's a little
yeah,
dented. It's
it seems like the box you got took some shipping damage
either the well,
onto the
it's hard, and
card.
it's hard to tell. I mean, again, I've seen all over the place where it's like the box on the edges could have taken some damage. The cards could
Yeah,
have been put
no,
in with damage. They're most of them are
you
off center to begin with.
you can really notice when you check where the location of the damage is.
Yeah, corners tend to be like, because yeah, that could be up on the side
Yeah,
of
if
the
they're
box.
all in the same place, it means it's probably from a shipping damage.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's Playground. That's a cool card. There are a couple of these. I think that like 380 things. All right, Peterson, Derek Coleman. That's for the Nets, right? Number 1. Yeah, I recall it wasn't that good. Klay Thompson's dad. If you look at the Golden State Warriors, so many of the kids on that team, and I can use kids, Jeff, because they're like 20s and 30s, man, youngins, are like kids of NBA players. Steph Curry is Del Curry, Klay Thompson, Mikal Thompson. Yeah, that I love that, Charles. The art cards I really do love in this set.
Yeah, those are great.
In front of a Rodman, Defensive Player of the Year. I absolutely okay. Who's gonna make the joke? You or me?
Wait. Oh, are you going to make a Ghostbusters joke?
Keymaster, got to get these 2 together or something like that. Yeah, cool. We at least acknowledge that the joke is there. Yeah, the You Don't Even Like Sports on Dennis Rodman is one of my all-time favorites. Last pack, Jeff. So unless this pack has all of the cards, I don't think we're getting everything. But that is okay, Jeff. That is all right. Mike Woodson goes on to be a coach.
Nice.
We already got this to Kevin Johnson. Mo Cheeks, underrated. He was a huge part of the 76ers. Smits, Sanders. Oh, that Chris Mullen. He does look like Guile there, like he's going to do like a sonic boom on you.
You're gonna do a throw a sonic boom, but it's just a basketball that's gonna crush somebody's head like in Deadly Friend.
That might hurt you. Oh, yeah. And speaking of that Dennis Rodman, you don't even like, this is a huge name. Because I think
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Chuck Daly. Yeah, I mean the thing is the numbers basically say Dennis Rodman is one of the greatest basketball players ever, and this can kill me. You can make the argument on the second three-peat when he's with the Bulls. You can make the argument that he is more valuable than Michael Jordan by, I really want to stress this, I'm walking into it, on-court production. But I think something you and Adam Todd Brown did a fantastic job with was just how special the circumstances Dennis Rodman was in to allow him to succeed. And Chuck Daly gets a lot. Okay, I'm just going to show, as I mentioned, I'm kind of out of the grading game with the exclusion of maybe some of these cards. So this is one. I really want to shout out patreon.com/Jeff May. Jeff sends you cool stuff. And one of the things is Jeff has cool friends. Look at that synergy, Jeff. And sometimes Jeff has cool cards that his cool friends do. And this is a Ron Lim card. You love me so much, Jeff, because I always make the Ron Lim joke. And you got me a giant hand, Mr. Fantastic, Impel Marvel 1991 with the... Did you do that on purpose too, where I miscalled this? I called like the Ultimate Nullifier wrong on one of the Mr. Fantastic cards.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So you may... I want to stress, this is Inception level. Jeff did a pun that I use, Ron Lim, on a card that I love from my favorite set with an inside joke to a card I misnamed.
Yeah, so there's like, so when I do like, when I put stuff together, I always see if there's like, now with that set of cards, it was mostly Ron and Art Adams, because those are the only guys at Comic-Con that I know personally. Ooh, that light is really...
Yeah, sorry, actually, I shouldn't have. Yeah, apologies. I put it down for just a second. I put down I put down my Rogue, card. You did send an Art Adams signed Rogue card, which is just awesome. And I had that somewhere that I was going to show tonight. Oh, nope. Guess not. So I was hoping to show that off, Jeff, but then I put it down somewhere. Ironically, oh yeah, okay, found it. I've been organizing my back office area, which in some cases, as you saw with the binders, means I'm extra organized. Sorry, and I did it again. Jeff. Hopefully I didn't blind y'all. So Ron Lim card. Jeff did this as well. Yeah. I'm a huge Rogue fan. I did get this graded. As an FYI to anybody, if you send in a card to get graded, if it is from a set that has an autograph, you do not have to get the autograph graded. In this case, I just went for authentication.
My Fiona Shaw's, I didn't have to.
Exactly. My Pete Weber. But because this was not originally autographed, if you do send this in, you do have to pay for autographs as well. I got like a kind of a deal because like there was a lot of back and forth on it. But this is an Art Adams Rogue you sent me, and I am bummed that only got a 7, and I don't...
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm wondering why. The centering looked good. There must be something.
And I did not get notes with this card, but this is an awesome card. And I mean, here's the good news. It wasn't like I had any intention of selling this. I've mentioned before that I don't hate slabs as even just a like... You know, if you went to a photo place and had something matted or whatever, it might be as expensive. But I do really just want to shout out the cool stuff that if you go to patreon.com/Jeff May, I'm not just a spokesman, I'm a subscriber. You get cool, like when Jeff's schedule allows it, you get stuff like this sent in the mail. And then I do have 2 other cards that at some point I may or may not get graded. These are like the only 2 cards currently I have that might be. And that's because they're bowling cards. This is E.J. Tackett, the second youngest player to 20 wins, PBA Bowler of the Year. I've met him. And then Walter Ray Williams Jr., the nemesis to Pete Weber. One of these days, Jeff, I am hoping there's an Adam Todd Brown, You Don't Like Sports, documentary crossover where we can discuss League of Ordinary Gentlemen, which really does talk the rivalry between Pete Weber and this player here. One of the greats.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so those are the cards I had like these are in my grade box, maybe someday. I did want to show off. I did finally get that back and get my back area organized enough to actually
Right.
have it on hand. And then Jeff, here's what I'm starting to make. So we've seen me break PBA Leaf cards. Here are my duplicates. So I have a Stuart Williams auto, a Matt Ogle auto, a Bella Love Castillo, and a Tim Mack. So at some point, if anybody wants those cards, I have extras. I don't have extra James Hardens. I don't have extra Pete Weber's, but I have those. All right, Jeff, that is the show. I did want to do the classic wind down end that I do, is just the where is Jeff this week. I even have a slide for it, so we'll go back to the browser. And the one, like I said, go to Instagram. If you're not following Hey There Jeff May, first off, what's your problem? Why don't you like Jeff?
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with you?
He likes you. He told me the other day, Jeff texted me the other day that how much he likes you. And you don't follow him on Instagram, and your mom's disappointed in you too. Anyway, man, I went hard there. But yeah, so Jeff May, Instagram, Hey There Jeffro. These heritage ones are awesome. And I hate to be a nag in a fun way, but you saying you might need editing help actually makes me excited, because that means I might be able to get like a sneak preview. Because I was really looking forward to this. And I know this weekend your world is on fire. You were sick and you still got this out. That is awesome. And so, Jeff, I want one more joke before I keep going down the line of like where you are this week. So we have Tom and Jeff watch Batman. Go to patreon.com/gamefully unemployed. Tom and Jeff watch Batman, one of the best shows on the internet. Now we have Jeff plays Batman. Then we can have Tom watches Jeff play Batman. Come on, Jeff. Builds itself.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, we just keep going. And then we have Jeff watches Tom watch Jeff play Batman. Never ends.
And then Batman bats Tom and Jeff, who are men.
Yes, there we go. The Batsmen. All right, so Jeff, we also have, so you gave everybody the heads up. This is part of the advantage of being on the Patreon, that Jeff will not be, we're not going to have our normal early access. That's one of the cool things. If you go to patreon.com.
No, I mean, there will be early-ish access. The problem is with Jeff Has Cool Friends, because of like the way producing works and because of like the time sensitivity of certain episodes, I record pretty much the day before we release. Now, the problem is if you have somebody that has an emergency, then you kind of get up the creek a little bit. And unfortunately, my guest woke up this morning puking his brains out.
Didn't find himself a gun though. Sorry.
We do have Mocker in here, who is coming back from a brutal bout of pneumonia in the comments.
This is hilarious in a bad way, Jeff. So Walker, huge fan of the show. Mocker gets to make me feel terrible because Jeff. Let's keep plugging this. Patreon.com/Jeff May if you want stuff in the mail. You want to see Jeff break stuff, that is the channel you're at now, but like and subscribe if you haven't. That is Jeff Has Cool Cards. Wednesdays you break stuff. Fridays sometimes you break stuff, but in addition to breaking, you'll do like mailbags. And on Friday you got a mailbag where you got some Mark Pignator cards in the mail. And I was there. I was like, and you were like, it was either Walker or Dre'K, because Walker's the one who introduced us all. Thank you so much. Walker and me, I'll sell us out, Jeff, routinely talk about Mark Pignator and like how awesome it would be to someday have him as a guest on your show. So we do that. And so I'm in the chat and I'm just like, Walker was too slow. I got you those cards, Jeff. Walker's too slow. And then I texted Walker and was like, hey, by the way, I sent Jeff those cards if you don't get a chance to see it. And Walker was like, yeah, I'm in the ER right now. And I was like, oh.
I don't care.
And I was like, oh, huh. So I do want to give a huge shout out. Thank you, Walker, because Walker's also sent me some of those cards. They're some of my favorites. So huge shout out to that.
Great. Hope you set a Ninja Turtles set for you.
Yeah, we gift of the Magi to everybody, which is a lot of fun. So Walker, hope you're feeling better. Extra shout out to you and extra thanks for introducing. Because I asked Jeff, I was like, what was the origin? And we think it was Walker. So Walker, huge Mark Pignator fan. Thanks, everybody.
Walker sent me the Disasters of the Universe clawful
which is awesome.
Um, he sent me that. I not only called attention to it, but sent me that skateboard deck.
And I only feel comfortable saying this because I believe you shared this on social media, Walker. But apparently, Dayquil and Gatorade are not acceptable treatments for when you're super sick. Who knew? So hope you feel better. Jeff has cool fans. That is one cool thing. We love all of you. We lied. Your mom's proud of you. Your mom's happy with everybody. All right.
Yeah,
All right. So Wednesday, I've really been digging you with so Gamefully Unemployed. You do Tom and Jeff
yeah.
watch Batman. It's funny, you got me and Dave Bell super psyched, and I did finally listen to the episode. I had a busy week last week. I really so what you need to do is go listen to last week's episode. What's the new Batman series called? The it's Bruce Timm, right?
Uh, Crusader,
Yeah, Caped Crusader
just like the name of the
of the
just
game.
like the name of that
Hmm.
game that I'm playing.
So it's almost like you thought about that. Clever, Jeff. Clever. Um,
Hmm.
I would just say, Jeff, go listen to that episode if you haven't. I hope all of you have if you're here. It is a great episode. I really liked your take, and you got me and Dave Bell super excited because you were like, I said like an opinion that I know won't be popular. And I agree with you, it won't be popular, but I also want to say I agree with it. But I also want that to be tantalizing. I want that. I want if
Oh,
you
the
haven't
opinion that
listened.
I shared that people in the comments exploded on me about.
Oh, interesting. I need to go check out the comments now. Then
Oh, they were not happy with me. They think I just missed the point and that I don't understand parental importance. And it was a whole thing where I was just like, no,
they're
no.
kind
It's
of
something when the zeitgeist, we don't get to decide where the zeitgeist chooses to place our characters. If something becomes the most popular character in the toy aisle, we have to be a lot more responsible.
yeah, and I think a point you make that I would agree with is like as adults or some as a fan of something, you can see something that you like and simultaneously go like this isn't good. As a good example, by the way, we'll keep shouting out. That is fantastic news, Walker. By the way, um, hope you are feeling better in the chat. But on Gamefully Unemployed, where you can sign up and at the right Patreon level, you can listen to Jeff make awesome opinions about Batman, even more awesome opinions about Batman. Um, there's also movie night, which Jeff routinely shows up to, and you were bringing up like pub cheese, and you're like, by the way, you can dip string cheese in pub cheese, which Jeff simultaneously sounds like great and terrible.
Flying too close to the sun, my friend.
And I
I've
think
done it.
that was your like point on Batman. It's like you can have things where like as a fan you're like I love this. I don't know if this is good. Like I don't know if this is a good thing we are doing, right? I don't know if it's good that we're dipping string cheese into pub cheese and giving it to kids. I would agree with like that kind of sentiment. All right, so that's Wednesday, right? Patreon.com, Gamefully Unemployed. Tom and Jeff watch Batman with Tom and Jeff. As mentioned today, we got the Heritage video. That's Instagram.com. Hey there, Jeffro. You will keep us posted. This is why you need to be at patreon.com/Jeff May for when Jeff Has Cool Friends does come out. There will still be the normal Jeff Has Cool Friends on the free feed. Sans bonus features next week. Wednesday is I Must Break You. Anything on deck? Anything you're thinking about at the moment, Jeff?
Everything I'm thinking about specifically. Well, I mean, at this point in time, what I'm thinking about is just trying to make sure that I can get Jeff Has Cool Friends up as quickly as possible. Um, I'm trying to make sure that the city is safe. We're dealing with some more winds, which is basically spreading toxic ash everywhere. If you are in Southern California, I cannot stress enough, you need to wear a mask when you go outside. Um, I'm hoping to get sort of all caught up from all of the stuff that we sort of lost with the fire, with timing and everything like that. But you know what? I'm just excited to be able to keep making really good stuff. I've grabbed a lot of great stuff for future I Must Break Use. I'm trying to buy more quality stuff to make people enjoy, but I am going to start getting back into doing more of the old junk as well.
So Jeff, I'm sending
I've
you
kind
some
of,
junk. Can I give a spoiler? Is it okay if I give a spoiler and a story? Can I do story time to end the show and then and I'm not sure. Do you have any? I mean, I'm assuming with how this week is going, this is why you need to just like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Jeff has cool cards. Sometimes on Fridays there's a mailbag. That's if the world is nice to Jeff. And as we just mentioned, you're scrambling to get Jeff has cool friends out. The world's on fire and there are winds. So if it happens, it might. But that's why you need to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So if it does happen, you know, because it's sometimes hard to schedule ahead 4 days if you don't even know if like you're going to be allowed in your house or if you have to evacuate.
hmm.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't mean
mean,
to get so dark.
no, this is just a real thing.
But Jeff,
Yeah,
to end the show, can I give a spoiler and a story?
yeah, go for
So
it.
first off, I want to shout out last. I'm going to leave it on the camera for a second while I just get a few pages up. Last month for Nerd for January's episode of Nerd, Jeff may disagree with how I'm going to phrase this, but Jeff gave me a gift because Jeff let me do what we called Nerd on Nerd Violence, which is a clip show of past arguments we've had on Nerd, and I got to edit and produce this, which is huge because
Yeah.
Jeff and I occasionally argue on the show. And the thing is, this was done because we're going to be doing the next Nerd is going to be on Impulse, the comic character 1994. Mark Wade, is it Mike Waringo? What's his first name? Sadly, has passed
Mike
already.
Waringo, yeah.
Mark Waringo. One of my favorite characters. That was the plan. We were just like, this is not going to happen. Like, it's like, how are we going to send Jeff comics in the middle of a firestorm? So Jeff let me produce this show. Jeff will phrase it as like, and you did, and I really appreciate it, Jeff. Like, huge thank you to me getting that out of the way. I also view it as a gift because this let me do like a project I've been wanting to do, and also let me get like the creative control, right, where I'm allowed to phrase it. So this is a clip show where I go back past old Nerd episodes and old Nerd arguments we've had, and my brother actually listened to it, and his response is he's like, he kind of wants to hear Jeff's like rejoinder. So the nerd arguments that we get into on the show, Jeff, they may fuel ongoing content of Dre responds to the argument, Jeff responds to the argument, and then we keep doing that till we die. But Jeff was really nice and like I said thank you to Jeff for letting me do a project I want. Jeff said thank you to me for giving him the time, right, for like doing that as this month's Nerd. And Jeff wanted to be nice to me. And Jeff, here's the problem with a nerd like me. You don't like ask if I want anything. Like, you don't ask a nerd like me, like, if there's anything I can do. I'm trying to look this up quickly, subtly. I might not get to it in time. This is it. So I'm going to try and find a deal. I'm going to try and find a special on it, Jeff. But DC Power Chrome Legends 1995 has a really awesome Impulse card in it, as well as a really cool Batman and Superman hologram. So, Jeff,
Oh, damn.
you told me, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, some of our back discussions, Jeff, but you told me, you're like, thank you so much for doing the thing. Can I get you something to, help out as thanks for me basically being all the talk on last month's episode of Nerd, and I had this in my back pocket, Jeff. Because you were like, hey, we can do this. And I was eyeing the set because you can see the price. I'm going to see if I can get it cheaper. And I was like, I can't really justify that for an I Must Break You. And then you offered me a gift, Jeff. And I was like, we're probably going to do this. So next month's episode of Nerd is going to be on Impulse. And I'm going to try and find a way for Jeff to break DC Power Chrome Legends 1995 for I Must Break You. And outside of the Impulse card, you can ask for those cards in the mail.
You can say why if you want, like, because we did discuss why we could do this.
Well,
I'm down.
Yeah. What? Well, no. I mean, I'm phrasing it the way I want it phrased, which basically is you said, because it's a Patreon show, right? You were like, I am not comfortable because you were not a co-host on that show officially. You talk a lot on that show because I use the clips, and I was like, I don't care. It's the month's episode of the thing, and you're like, I don't know, and I'm like, and you were like, I don't know if I want your pay right for the show. And I basically said, fine,
Well,
if you don't.
it would seem unethical for me to accept payment for a show that I didn't do.
I will, but I will. So here's the funny thing to keep chatting up Jeff to, the stragglers still on the channel is if you sign up at patreon.com/Jeff May for any of the tiers where Jeff produces something, you've done this for some other people, right? You have co-hosted podcasts. You don't telegraph it as much as other shows do, but I know that's just because of your time, right? Like I know like on Gamefully Unemployed back in the day when they didn't have baby Tom going around, Tom's baby going around, they would be like, you can produce a show, you can produce a show. You don't do that as much because you don't have the time. If Jeff produces a show, you put in so much work and so much extra stuff. So you get your money's worth. So
to
from
be
my,
fair to them, like they do too.
It's true.
You know, I mean, they're incredible. I do.
Oh no, the Gamefully people are great too. No, I should throw all of you together. Well, the difference I wanted to throw there, Jeff, was them having the time to say, please sign up for the producer tier to produce a podcast with us. I'm saying you don't advertise that as heavily as they did, and that's just a time difference. But all of the people, the Gamefully Unemployed Network is one of my favorites. And you are included in that. You all are fantastic in the stuff you do. And I guarantee you that, Jeff, you have over-delivered on multiple episodes of Nerd. So I had no complaint there. But on the same point, I was just like, hey, if you're going to give me an excuse to justify taking the Nerd budget that normally, like we split and send to you, like if you're giving me an excuse to buy some cards that I didn't think I could buy, we're getting those cards. So I am very excited about that for next month's episode of Nerd, as well as an I Must Break You. And in classic Dre fashion, I'm like, hey, Jeff, I'm giving you a gift, and that gift is work. So, sorry, Jeff. That's our shtick. All right. Anything else, Jeff, you want to comment on this week? Like I said.
No, man. Hey, cops are not your friends anymore, especially. So be a lookout on that. If anybody asks you if you know anything about your neighbors now, the answer is I don't know anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is some really ugly stuff that is happening since we have, and I don't care. I don't want these viewers anyway. We've elected some very, very terrible, ugly people that are going to do some ugly, terrible shit. So I don't know nothing. I'm not going to do fascism's job for it.
It's a good quote. I like that line. That'll go along with El Celdo. Another shout out to El Celdo, Patreon. Like I want to give them the money's worth because we did not do on the December episodes. And same point, if you are someone who subscribes to patreon.com/Jeff May to any of the tiers, if there's ever an issue, just let us know. If you subscribe to something, you don't get something in the mail. You subscribe to something, we don't say your name. Let us know, and we will make it right. And like I said, the life hack I've handed out before is when you do that, you tend to get more than your value. So it's like, if you quit angrily over a Patreon because you're upset a Patreon person didn't, do exactly what they said, I guarantee you left in a nerdy way. Sorry, Jeff. You left money on the floor because if you told the Patreon person, they probably would have said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Here's an extra sticker. Here's extra thank you. So anyway, Jeff, that is our show. Thanks for letting me talk your ear off even longer than normal, I guess. And we'll see you on Wednesday for I Must Break You. Hey there, Jeff.
Thank you all. Good Wednesday afternoon.
All right, let's see if music's actually going to play. That's the end of the song. Start it over. It says it's playing. And
it's playing, baby. I'm listening.
And we can do the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, Walker.
So nice, Walker. All right.